everyone, today I'm going to introduce the new Personal Golf Simulator Studio. This is perfect for indoor practice and it can be quickly assembled in just under 1 hour. You don't need any tools, so it's great for those that want to practice quickly and efficiently indoors. We offer two main specifications, the standard size, which comes as 10 feet wide, and then the slightly larger side, which is 12 feet wide. Both these specifications can be paired with the launch monitors. So let me introduce some of the materials used for this simulator. What we have here are the metal poles used for the framework of the simulator. They're very durable and rust resistant, which is really helpful. What makes these so good is you actually don't need tools for assembly. What it will have is the spring snap technology, meaning while you're assembling, all you have to do is put it in here, push it in, and then it will snap into place. Very quick, very easy, and like I said, no tools required. So the other part for the metal framework is these connectors. What these will help to do is just provide the ideal shape for your personal golf simulator. So this is the impact screen on the simulator. Three main benefits to this. It's ultra quiet when the golf ball hits it. It's very, very durable, so you can have up to about 100,000 impacts on this screen without it wearing. Also, it's very easy to swap in and swap out once you need a new one. And last but not least, it maintains a very high quality image from the projection. And then this one here, this one goes just behind the impact screen. Again, it provides just one more layer of protection to the screen, so you're not having to swap the fabric all the time. Also, it will help in that noise reduction quality. So the next piece of equipment is the surrounding cloth. So a few of these benefits are that it will enclose the simulator, which will make it slightly darker around the screen, which gives a much more crystal clear image, which will help for the fun of playing the indoor golf. Also, it will help for the safety. So if a ball does bounce off at an angle, this surrounding cloth is going to catch the ball, so you don't have to worry about it smashing anything if you're practicing indoors. So the next product in the simulator package is this protective padding. What this will do, it's going to go around the poles like this, and it will be attached to the different screens and held in place by the use of Velcro. So this is going to be really good because you do not want your ball hitting one of these poles and bouncing off. So this is going to absorb the impact and keep you safe. One of the other aspects to the safety is this protective net. Again, attached to all the other materials by the use of Velcro to keep it very sturdily in place. And what this is really good for is those very wayward shots. So if you're just beginning golf and you're practicing indoors, you're worried about the shank right or hitting it a long way left, this protective netting is going to catch your ball and then keep the indoor space very safe. So this turf here is going to be placed in front of your hitting mat. They've kept the length short, which is also going to allow you to practice your putting. So now we have the hitting mat. There's actually 3 mats that you'll put along together to give you plenty of space to swing. On the actual hitting mat here, you have a replaceable middle section, and there's a few reasons for this. First of all, if you're hitting hundreds and thousands of golf shots, this will wear easily. So you can swap this out and get a new one without having to replace the whole hitting mat. Also, this middle part is going to allow you to put wooden tees straight in here, and they will stay up. This is harder, so will not hold the tees. You can also take this out, and if you like, use the rubber plastic tees and put it straight through this part here to a slightly higher tee if you're using your driver. So I've introduced you to the different components that make up the Personal Golf Simulator Studio. Now let's see how to assemble it. So step 1 is going to be using the turf, and we're going to roll it out. Let's start building the framework. So in my hand I have the 2 different types of connectors you'll find. The first one that looks like this, you need to put at the back of your mat. And then the L-shaped one is going to go at the front. So the first thing we need to do is connect these 2 pieces of equipment. So I'm going to choose the shortest length pole. First of all, let's connect the 2 together. We're going to use this spring snap design. Again, using this means I don't have to use any tools. So this lays the foundations for the framework. The next one I'm going to use are the longest poles. I'll need 3 of those, and this is going to make up the back of our simulator. So if I just show you, you'll need one that looks like this. This is going to connect one on the right and one on the left, and then the other 2 are going to have the spring snap design. So next step, we're going to get the medium length poles and we're going to connect them to all 4 of the corners. So as you'll see here, I'm just putting the finishing touches to the roof of the simulator. It's going to be exactly the same as the floor, only with one difference. That difference being at the front part of the roof, you're going to use the 3 longest poles to keep that width and keep the structure nice and stable.
Okay, so I've built the top part of the frame. Now what I need to do is this part will lie flat on the floor so I can assemble the top and the bottom part together. Okay, so the frame's just been finished. The next step now is to get that impact screen and place it on the frame. So now it's time to install the impact screen. One thing you have to make sure of is that the Velcro side will point out towards where the golfer is hitting. This is because you'll see in later steps we're going to attach the protective padding to this Velcro, which will go around the framework. So therefore, if a ball does go towards the frame, it's absorbed into the padding rather than bouncing back towards the golfer. So now what I'm going to do is spread the impact screen out and then we'll start attaching it to the frame. Okay, so I've laid the impact screen on the floor. Now it's time to use these cords to attach our screen to the frame. So the first corner is actually going to go on the side here. Don't make sure it doesn't go on this top part. So the next step is to attach this that's going to enclose the frame. One thing you have to be careful here again is make sure the Velcro is pointing inwards towards the simulator, because this is what we're going to use to attach this around to the poles. First, before you do that though, use one of these cords, put it into this hole, just like that, and then first attach it to the pole. If you don't, it will slide down. Okay, so now that's attached, we can use the Velcro to go around there, and now what you do, walk this sheet around the simulator so the frame is nice and enclosed. So the next step, once I've attached the corner there and done the Velcro down this side, you have to attach the Velcro on the underside. So the reason for attaching this corner and then this corner at first, along with the Velcro, is to keep the tension quite loose, because if you attach the bungee cords to these holes first, this is going to be too tight, the tension will be too tight, and therefore it will be too difficult to get the Velcro to stick. So just remember, you do that corner first, then this corner, use the Velcro to stick the panel together, and then the last step will be to use the bungee cords to attach these parts to the pole. Okay, now we've put the enclosure around the frame, the next step is to put another protective layer behind the impact screen. The reason for, if the ball does break through this first impact screen, this will definitely catch the ball, so it just gives you an extra layer of protection. Another feature is, it again has 2 different sides. What you have to do is make sure that the Velcro points towards this layer. So because the Velcro like this will stick on. So now I'm going to show you, this L shape here will fit onto the other side of the corner unit. So I'm going to show you as we drag it across. This bit here is going to stick onto the top layer like this. So that will hold it firmly in place, making sure even if the ball does go through the impact layer, this is going to catch it. And then here, this will go onto the side. So you see this angle here creates space for the corner to come through. Now, it's very safe. Okay, so the frame is up. We're nearly done, but we're not quite finished. There's 2 more steps before you can start your practice. We're going to attach the protective padding. Just be careful because there are 2 sides to this. You want to make sure that the one with the seam is going into the pole. Therefore, you've got a nice clean surface to look at. So once I put this protective padding down, so the next step is going to be placing the hitting mat ready to start practicing. So now we're going to install the hitting mats. The one I'm holding right now is the middle part, and you'll see this gap. This is we're going to fill in later, but this gap is for where you're going to hit the ball. If I show you the other side, the 3 mats will be attached by the use of Velcro. So let me just show you how to attach them now. So what you need to do is take this strip off first. And what you'll do is you'll put it down the middle here. So half of this strap will be attached to the Velcro here, because the other side is going to get the other hitting mat sticking to here. You do the same with the inner part, which is going to hold in place the other hitting mats. If I flip this round now, you make sure that this hole is pointing into the simulator. And then just make sure that this hitting mat and this turf fit nicely together. So this piece of the hitting mat is what we'll install last. I'm just going to put this over here. These other 2 will go either side of where we're actually placing the ball. So they're going to be held in place with this Velcro strip. So what you need to do is take this Velcro strip off. It's important because when you're swinging, especially with the driver, you're going to be using high speed. So these hitting mats need to be held in place securely so you're not sliding around. So just make sure they fit nice and tightly together, not showing any gaps. And then you do the same on this side, just making sure that this Velcro strip. Okay. So for a right-handed player, this is going to be where you're standing. You want to make sure that these are nice and secure in place. And then, like I said, the last part is going to be the hitting mat. You want to make sure that the tee is going to be facing to this part, just because with the driver, you want to be making sure that your feet are nice and secure on the mat. You don't put the tee too close to there, as your right foot might get a bit close to this edge. So just make sure again, you take off the Velcro. And then make sure it's nice and secure in place. If you need to, you can use your foot just to push it down. Just like that. Holding the protective netting now, which we will put just either side of the simulator. This is going to be great for keeping the ball inside the confines of the simulator in case you do shank it or do end up pulling it. Especially if you're practicing indoor, safety is always a big concern. Using the Velcro system again, great, almost paramount for beginners or those that have just started to learn golf, because again, it's going to give you that confidence to be able to know that you're safe while you're practicing indoors. So the last step now is just to make sure the protective nets on either side are fixed in place. We'll use this bungee rope to hook round to the nets, securing them in the correct place. So I'm going to use this loop just here, making sure that this bungee cord is under or next to the practice mat. So that's it, we've installed the simulator now. So we finished assembling the Personal Golf Simulator Studio. I've connected the laptop, the projector and the launch monitor. So now we're ready to go and hit some golf balls. So we're on the practice ground. I've got a 7-iron. Let's start hitting.
GOLFJOY.